Well, folks, I seem to have bad luck with the camera and good luck with getting nice bucks, but I'd rather have, I guess, the good luck with getting the bucks than having the bad luck with the camera. So tonight I had a small 8-pointer. He came through at about 50 yards. He stopped, he noticed me, kind of give me that head bob a little bit, and then he kind of kept moving, and then he skedaddled out of there. And I think he knew I was there. And then while I was keeping my eye on him, out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw another deer move probably about 70 or 80 yards behind him. And this was that really thick swamp. And I thought, well, maybe it's just a smaller doe, spike, fork, whatever it might be. I couldn't see any rack. And then eventually I looked back and I could see it looked like a deer move in this grass. And I didn't think much of it. I thought, well, maybe it's just a smaller deer. It was only 60 yards away. And then all of a sudden, about 10 minutes later, I saw a little bit of rack, just a little bit of rack. And every now and then I would see that white of his nose right here poke through. And I was going to swing the camera around. And I'm thinking, it's not much of anything, probably just a small buck again. And then all of a sudden, I saw this deer get up and belly crawl and literally kept his head down and back down, and I could see that belly crawl going on, but I still couldn't really see the deer, and I could just see a little bit of rack coming through. Now, from years past, when I see deer belly crawl, they're usually bigger bucks. And I started to think, well, maybe this is a dandy. So this buck, he got into a particular spot, he bedded down, he was only 60 yards away, he only belly crawled probably 10 yards for whatever reason, I don't know why. Part of me, and I can't guarantee, but part of me thinks that he knew I was there or he spotted me, and that's why he decided not to move forward with that 8-pointer. So I'm like, I'm just going to sit. I'm not going to move. I'm just going to keep an eye on him. And I literally kept an eye on him for about 45 more minutes. And then all of a sudden, I started to see more rack. But all I could see was just basically his nose and the rack again. And I couldn't see anything else. I couldn't see a body. Every now and then, maybe a little bit of the neck, and I'm going to wait them out. But eventually it started getting, later and later and later. And finally at about 25 minutes before dark or end of legal shooting light, and I could barely see anything on him. Matter of fact, I had to keep the scope on him at times just to make sure that he didn't go anywhere. And I didn't bring my binos today, which I should have. But either way, I'm like, I'm just going to keep an eye on this deer until he reveals himself a little more. Eventually, he poked his head a little more forward, and I don't know if he was belly crawling again, but then I could see the entire rack. And then he gave me basically a neck shot. And at 60 yards, I feel pretty confident of just taking the neck with a 300 Winchester Mag, put the crosshairs on him, about 20 minutes of light left, and pulled the trigger, and he dropped right there. And I got down 60 yards away. I went over there, and I saw this guy laying there, and man, I couldn't be more happy. It's been a great season with the bow and the gun now here in Wisconsin. I just wish I could have got my camera. Like I said, I could barely see him myself. To be honest with you, even if I could swing my camera around, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have been able to even focus on him because there was just so much garbage in the way with trees and brush and sticks, and I could barely see him myself. But I saw the head, I saw the rack, I saw that neck come up just a little bit, put the crosshairs on him, and knocked him down. So I apologize for that. I've been really struggling with that camera, getting the camera on good bucks. But, the thing of it is, I hunt knock-on-door permission property and public land property. And these big bucks, they just seem to have that canny way of getting around things. Like I said, knock-on-door permission property. Matter of fact, this property that I have right here, I have 3 guys hunting straight back. I have 2 guys that direction. I have 2 guys over there, and I have 3 guys over there. Yes, I'd like to get them on camera, but when good bucks show themselves, I'm going to take the opportunity.